So I'm no conspiracy theorist, but there is definitely some weirdness surrounding this Moscow shooting, and potentially it could be explained away. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying that there's some internet sleuths out there that are providing some compelling arguments as to why this potentially could have been a false flag attack that Putin executed. Now, why would he do this? Potentially to do two things. One, get more support, the woe is me factor, try to bring the West in on a common page once again to, quote, fight ISIS. That's what we used to do. We used to work with Russia, Iran, etc. to fight the Islamic State across the globe, frankly, and Russia could be potentially doing that. The second thing is when Putin pinned it on Ukraine, which it turned out these are all Tajik terrorists. They're out of Tajikistan, but the narrative to his people could be that Ukraine was a part of it, and it could help him justify a larger mobilization. And I talked about the potential for an anywhere between 100,000 and 300,000 person mobilization. But that's kind of the prevailing theories here. And so we'll start this video, and I'll stop it and show you kind of what I'm talking about. So to start off, just pausing right here. People are exiting to the door. In the background, you can quietly hear gunshots. Their gunshots are outside of the theater area. They are not a part of the theater. Later in the video, there are gunshots in the theater. But this is one of the gentlemen I'm talking about. This guy sitting here casually as if nothing's going on while everyone is exiting. Blue jeans, blue shirt. Keep that in mind. We rotate around. You see what's going on. Another guy, blue shirt, blue jeans. Don't think this guy's a part of it. There's this argument made that he was a part of it. He just seems to be wearing the same clothes. This is weird. Guy in blue shirt, blue jeans, is pushing a woman back into the seats. Not sure what he's doing. He is pushing her not to go to the exit, but just back into the seats. I don't know what the reason is there. People still exiting. Same guy that pushed the woman pulls out his phone and just casually wants to start filming. You can see other gentlemen just sitting in blue shirts, just sitting here. Like nothing's going on. The only people that seem to be casually not caring about this gunman in the foyer of this building is these gentlemen that are in blue shirts. Dude starts filming. He's taking pictures. This guy looks backwards. Again, all very strange, but potentially pretty explainable. This woman is clearly afraid after being pushed by this man. Here's a new one, a new guy in a blue shirt. This is different than the other guy. Blue shirt, blue jeans. He actually yells, "Close the doors." Other blue shirt guy yells something as well and agrees. Then you hear the scream, and then right after that, the gunfire starts in the theater. Not going to show that. TikTok will get angry about that. So again, just very weird situation. It's a very strange thing to see. Perfectly explainable, I'm sure, but it's worth taking a look at as to why this took place. Now, their calm demeanor during this is very strange. Obviously, when the shooting starts, they take cover, but leading up to this, these people are leaving for the exits and things like that, but all of the blue shirts aren't doing anything. They aren't panicking. They're all wearing similar clothes, potentially for identification purposes. I, again, truly believe this was just a terrorist attack and Russia's resources were so poorly managed that they couldn't get things to them. But again, this is very weird, so I just am bringing it to the crowd's attention. Then yesterday, Colonel Igor Salikov, who was a part of the Russian intelligence apparatus, the GRU, he made some interesting comments about the Crocus City Hall. Now, this gentleman did defect from Russia last year, but up until that point, he was a part of their intelligence apparatus. He said that he doesn't understand why police and security services assigned to guard the venue seemingly disappeared. He has talked to many of his counterparts, and they said that around 7 p.m., all police just seemed to disappear from the area. It also is weird when you look at how this played out from the ISIS side. Having dealt with ISIS fighters and Al-Qaeda, although not the same, have the same kind of psychological profile. When you go conduct these type of things, they're heavily trained to be psychologically prepared to die for their cause. Not be caught, not be taken alive for torture, not shiver and wither down and be scared. The apprehension was very weird. Often these men are set to be martyrs. They will just take everyone with them, die for their cause, not be taken alive and be tortured. The apprehensions were weird in another way, in that in real anti-terror operations, the arrests would have been fairly quiet. There would have been a veil of secrecy to allow for potential interrogation and uncover the entire chain of collaborators or anyone who funded or executed the attack or planned it. Instead, everything was like a parade. It was like out in the open. They didn't even handcuff the guys in one of them in the initial stages. Instead, in front of cameras, had him spread eagle with just random people on the street taking video, the media taking video, and every one of them were put on video showing everything. It was like a weird torture parade. Then when you look at the building, this building isn't old. It's not even remotely old by Soviet Russia standards. It was finished in 2009, and it had an advanced fire suppression system. When those terrorists used Molotov cocktails, they were thrown near the ground floor of the theater, yet the fire made its way all the way to the roof. How did that happen when there was a modern fire suppression system in this building? During the attack, there's been firefighters that said many of the fire escapes and roof access doors at the city hall were locked. They could not be opened. So some of these things, again, are very weird. They're very strange and potentially could be explained away. Like Russia locks their fire escape doors and things like that for reasons of security, because a fire is potentially going to be the least of their worries in that situation. There's the possibility that the fire suppression system was just poorly made. It was one of the things they cut corners on, because we all know Russia cuts corners. It could be a coincidence that all these gentlemen in blue were just very calmly not working or not freaking out and taking video, looking at each other, giving direction to the crowd, etc. And that could all be explained away potentially, but taking collectively, it's very strange. It's very strange. Now, again, I'm still in the crowd of I do believe this was a terrorist attack and just poorly managed, but these theories, they're worth looking at and seeing what exactly is going on here, because Vladimir Putin has been capable of false flag events before. He used one to get elected when during that apartment bombing, and along with it helped him justify starting the war in Chechnya. So we've seen it before. Is this another one of those? I don't know. I personally don't think so. I think that the apparatus, all of the functioning government in Russia has kind of gone to the wayside, and this was just a poorly managed response with a poorly managed follow through and an angry mob like arrest. But not entirely sure as we continue to see all this strange evidence pile up.